When a sex problem happens, it catches people off guard. A common sentiment is, I don't know what to do. I work out regularly, have good diet, but why this is happening to me? Maybe the problem is premature ejaculation, erectile dysfunction, lack of pleasure or orgasm, or performance anxiety. Physical factor is just one piece of the entire picture. By the end of this video, you will know how to look at the whole picture and evaluate the top factor in your case. Who am I to talk about this? I am Jane, a certified sex, love, and relationship coach and an erotic blueprint coach. My mission is to support people build authentic confidence in intimacy. First of all, we do need to look into the physical pillar. Aside from your regular checkup, pay attention to any physical conditions that may result in sexual dysfunction. For example, diabetes have a high possibility causing erectile dysfunction. If you have injuries in your pelvis or hips that directly impact your mobility, pay attention to them. You can go to a doctor and request a sex hormone panel test. For example, for a male, look at your free testosterone. Free testosterone measures the testosterone that are not bind to proteins, so are freely available for your body to use. I have seen a male client with normal full testosterone, but the free testosterone is below the normal range. Make sure you catch the nuances. Another example is your DHEA. DHEA is a precursor hormone that can be converted into testosterone and estrogen. Another hormone is your cortisol level. Although it is not a sex hormone, it directly impacts the function of our sex hormones. When the cortisol level is high due to stress, that has a negative impact on the performance of sex hormones. When talking about physical pillar, I invite you to move your finger, click the subscribe button. Okay, let's move on. The second pillar is mental factor. This is so critical. Most of us inherit the beliefs on sex, love, and relationships from our upbringing, our caretakers, the social norms, or religion. When we were young, we didn't have a filter what to take in. We basically took in everything was taught to us. Some of them are not healthy, are not holistic, but it's possible to consciously choose your new beliefs. My clients are ranging from 20s to 70s. Yes, in 70s. No matter what age you are in, you can consciously pick your new belief. How it works is like, if you grow up in a household who like to eat very unhealthy food, and then you become an adult, you can choose to educate yourself and have a new diet. That's the same. We can choose our sex education and replace those should and shouldn't. One indicator is to listen to your body. When you connect with those beliefs, do they uplift your body, make you feel expansive and open, or they make you want to shrink, hide, or even put you in shame, okay? So if it's the latter, it's time to replace those beliefs. Let's move on to the emotional pillar, the most overlooked pillar, especially for males. The top three emotions that hinder our connection, intimacy, and sex are shame, fear, and guilt. Our common approach is to ignore those emotions or press it down. Guess what? The amount of energy, the amount of willpower you need to press it down are eating your aliveness. In many cases, that's why sexual problems show up. The body needs you to really dive into the root cause and to connect and rewire those emotions that drain you. Just imagine, how can you expect your body to keep acting if you actually feel ashamed of this action itself? So you can start with those questions. Are you ashamed of your sexual being? Are you allowing yourself to fully connect with your sexuality? Are you afraid of expressing your own needs? Or do you feel guilty of prioritizing your own needs? If your answer is yes to most of the questions, you do have work to do in the emotional factor. This is where I help people navigate the connection. between the emotions and the behavior. When the emotional burden offload, oftentimes your body will feel such a relief. For physical checkup, you can get it done with a doctor. For mental beliefs, and you can have a lot of sex education. For the emotional part, it does require guidance and good support to navigate through the dark tunnels and come to the bright side. Let's move on to the fourth factor, the erotic pillar. Being erotic is bigger than being sexual. There's nothing wrong to be sexual, but if you can expand outside of the sexual play and move into the erotic play, you will discover more creativity, adventure, and pleasure. Take this erotic blueprint quiz. In my description, over 1 million people globally have taken this quiz. You will discover your erotic blueprint, and there are 5 primary types: energetic, sensual, sexual, kinky, and shapeshifter. When my client says that they feel bored with their sex life, or they have a hard time of reaching orgasm or pleasure, I ask them, how often do you allow yourself to give and receive full body touch, to play and have fun intimately without having orgasm as a goal? The mainstream media present a very small percentage of what people's turn-ons and eroticism are. So by discovering your own turn-on and erotic persona, you will find there's so much more fun and creativity to bring to your play. Now you have a precise structure to evaluate which pillar has a significant role on your sexual problem or challenge. It could be physical, mental, emotional, or erotic. This is a good starting point to look into which part you need to get more support. Your sexual well-being is a holistic system. Learning the how-to or getting a new sex toy will only solve the surface issue. You need all the pillars. But don't get overwhelmed. Look into it one by one. You can find my service in the description. Thank you. See you next time.